reason as to why you should go for a walk every day. Happy When Wellness. So I hope you're all having an awesome day, obviously, as we always hope here at When Wellness. You deserve that. Have a great day every day. So, motivation for the day. So why go for a walk every day? We know that it can help us burn calories. We know that it is good for us in general to be moving. Thanks guys for tuning in. We'll get to you in a second here. But what I want to talk about is imbibition. So what the hell is imbibition, Shane? Imbibition is the natural process and diffusion of nutrients and fluids into cells or body structures which are otherwise avascular, meaning they don't have a direct blood supply and they don't get a lot of blood. So what are a few types of avascular tissues in the body aside from our vertebral discs, which are what we're going to really focus on here today? Of course, we have cartilage, and interestingly, the cornea of your eye is avascular. So we can get imbibition in a few ways. It's not just walking, and we'll talk about exactly how that happens here in a second. But nocturnal imbibition is probably the most widely discussed method, and that's when we're laying in the recumbent position, sleeping. The body naturally is feeding blood into these discs which are expanding, or we always say, oh, you get a little bit taller when you sleep, you're laying down, and then it goes away about, a few seconds after you get up and walk around. But those discs, they get a little thicker, a little more space, and we want to and a little more blood and nutrition. Now, where does the blood and nutrition come from, if you're curious? Well, the vertebral bodies, that is the front part of the bones in the spine, they're stacked one on top of the other, right? So behind them we have the lamina, the pedicle, and the lamina going into the facets, right? And the facets are what interlock at the posterior or rear or back portion of the vertebra. And that's where you hear that gas releasing when you get an adjustment, that cracking sound. It's actually nitrogen gas bubbles escaping from the joint, the zygapophyseal joints. But let's focus on the vertebral bodies. So now we have these small capillaries in the vertebral bodies that, when action is put upon them, will feed blood to our vertebral discs. Okay? So when we walk, what happens in the spine? Well, what happens is the bones in your spine are moving up and down with each step. So this has a pumping effect that pumps blood into the discs. So why is that important? Well, obviously we want to get blood and nutrition to, all of our tissues, right? I mean, it's important. They need that to survive, for cellular processes to occur, for them to function optimally. But we want those discs to stay nice and thick and healthy, because over time, microtraumas suffered throughout our lives, whether it be sitting with your neck forward and the curve goes like this and straight, and now there's a lot of pressure coming down on the discs, right? We've given the example here at When Wellness of the straight finger. When you push down, it's a lot of pressure on the joints between. If it was curved, that would act more like a spring and have less stress or pressure on each individual point, right, that connects other regions. Right? So the same goes for the spine. It's meant to have that nice S-curve that transitions from the cervical, thoracic, lumbar spine, sacrum, and coccyx, or your tailbone. Right? So if we lose that S, well, now we have a straightened spine, there's more pressure coming down on the discs, they're going to degenerate quicker. So it's very important, not only for people that have had disc herniations, and we need to have those discs heal and recover, right, is imbibition, which can also be accomplished by other mechanical things such as flexion distraction or a non-rotary adjustment. Flexion distractions when they put you on the table and your legs are going up and down and they're tractioning towards your head, opening the space between the discs. By they, I mean we, as chiropractors, at least the ones who do it. Great method for conservatively treating disc herniations. But even if you don't have a herniation, it's important to go for walks and to get blood, or somehow get blood, into the discs. We want to preserve their height. Because if they get thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner over time, what happens? Degenerative disc disease. That's a story with osteoarthritis. A man who's used a jackhammer every day for 30 years. All those micro traumas. It's not typically from one major trauma. A herniated disc often is. Right? Now that's the rupturing of the annulus fibrosus, the outer portion of the ligament of your intervertebral disc. The nucleus pulposus is on the inside. And to the greater degree that annulus is torn, the worse the herniation, the higher the grade. Right? And if it's bad enough, the nucleus pulposus, or that jelly on the inside, think of the disc as a fancy jelly-filled donut, can leak out. And what's behind the disc is the canal, the spinal cord wrapped in that dentate ligament, right? And all the other structures in the epidural space and whatnot. So that's no bueno. So chiropractors can't help you if you have a sequestered disc and that happens. We're going to have to send you to a neurosurgeon, right? But you can help yourself if you just have a herniated disc, or even if you don't. So especially if you're somebody who does physical labor all the time, you're stuck in some, malposition. You're stuck in these awkward positions. You're a mechanic and you're reaching in weird ways all the time. You get shoulder issues. Well, the same thing goes for your spine. Our body is full of biological machines, right? These biological machines are like regular machines that we know in everyday life that eventually fail, especially if abused and overused and not taken care of, right? So take care of yourself, take care of your spine. Go for a walk every day. Let's see who we got on here, and then we'll say happy birthday to Monica Engel. What's up, you guys? Who do we got? We got Igwir C. How you doing? IG Rear SC. Thanks for hopping on, Josh Winter. Brohito, Con Papas, cool name. Man Cakes, all right. Joshy Joe, 22 Salale, Travis Bourne, Gampuralo, thanks guys for hopping on. Crystal, what's going on? Meg, what's going on? Jose Vega, how you doing? OG John Lithium. King D, what's going on? Always sleepy OG. And Mike, what's happening, man? Thank you guys for hopping on. I hope you're having a great day. And Y Isaiah 18, thank you for hopping on. So before we go, I want to say a very happy birthday to Monica Ingham. Happy birthday. I hope DT, X-Muscle, how you doing? We just did the whole talk, but check it out. It wasn't too long. Happy birthday, Monica. When I think of you, I think of a very sweet girl. I think of a country heart, and I don't know where you're originally from, but I guess, being in the Midwest, it's not all too uncommon to meet country-hearted people, but you're a special one. You're an absolute sweetheart. And DJ I can't say enough about DJ. Obviously, he's an amazing dude. He knows that. He knows what I think of him. I had a great time at you guys' wedding, I will tell you that. I danced like a freak. I sweat a lot too, burnt a lot of calories. One wellness recommendation, go out dancing all the time. You don't need a drink to do it. Just get on the dance floor. And if you want to have some energy, take some like citrulline malate and creatine, beta-alanine. Take a dance pre-workout, all natural, way better than the alcohol. And drink a lot of water. Also, we're going to say something about, we'll just say it now, drink a lot of water. It's important to keep your discs hydrated as well. Half your body weight in ounces is the minimum that they recommend to have every day. So, keep that in mind as well when we're talking about disc health. So, Monica, I got to come out to Alaska and do some of that net fishing DJ was telling me about. He was telling me you throw a net in. It's the only state in the U.S. where it's legal. You just hook that net in, pull it back up. You could pull out 3 salmon. That's good. It'll feed me for about 2 days. So that would really be awesome. I could save some money on groceries, and I could have a great time and just share your guys' love, and that would be an absolute pleasure. So maybe I'll have to take off one of these weeks, at least for a couple of days. The second half of the year I start getting vacation time. I don't quite have it yet where I'm working. Just started as an associate, been there like 5 or 6 months. But happy birthday, Monica. I hope you had a fantastic day. And it's forever your day in the book of Wend Wellness. So I really hope you and Deej enjoy your birthday, doing something you love, being outside, being in nature. It seems like that's what you guys love. You're natural, great-hearted people. So you're in Alaska, so you're in a good spot for that. Or maybe go shoot a moose and have food for a year. You know, whatever floats your boat. Who else do we got? Who did I say hi to? I said hi to everyone. You guys have a fantastic rest of your day. That's all we got for you. Happy Wend Wellness. We will see you tomorrow with pleasure. Can't wait.